Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda. Today I'm playing with Mixed Media Mayhem, and the recipe is stamping using a doily, flowers, buttons, and nuvodrops, which is a lot of things on this page. So I'm starting with these 3 pictures of my youngest. We're at Global Fest in Calgary, and that's in August, many years ago. And so I pulled out a few doilies I have. I pulled out this piece of paper, which I don't actually use. I pulled out this Gina K Designs Blooming Wild stamp, and I have the dies as well. Some buttons, and my nuvodrops are already out. So I matched the colors with the colors in the pictures because they're very bright and, well, colorful. So I wanted to make use of the colors that are in here. And so I'm going to use my stamp platform, and I'm going to use the 2 outline one for the flowers and the solid flower. So these 2 and this one, and I'm going to stamp them in pink and in yellow and in blue. And this takes me 100%. It takes me over 20 minutes to do all the stamping that I do. So I don't make you watch that because literally it's like pounce, 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 pounce. Do. And like so. And so in the middle, I did some leaves and a different flower. And so this is what they all look like when they're kind of done. So I had all those. And then I'm going to use the dies and I'm going to cut them all out, which also takes me another 20-ish minutes that I don't make you watch. So I'll do 1. So this is what they kind of look like. So there's at least 6 on a page. Some of them have 6, some have 9. The ones that have 6 have other things in the middle, like the one bud and the leaves to cut out. And so I'm just gonna tape these on so they don't move. And it's pretty fiddly to get these all lined up. I do eventually, but it literally takes me like 25 minutes to do all of the ones that I stamped. But I did a lot, and I have a lot left over, so I will put these probably in the packaging with this with the stamps and the dies, and then I have them for when I want to go grab some more, because pink and blue are good colors to use for this. So, and I didn't even use all the leaves either, so I have the leaves as well. And so I do this probably 20 times at least. So, and then there's another one, and it doesn't quite work out that way, but that's okay. And now I'm back, and so I thought I might put it on a white piece of cardstock. The white piece of cardstock doesn't last very long, and my apologies, my mat kind of rotated a little bit and I didn't realize. So this will be on askew a little bit. I went to try and uneskew it in the editing, but then you miss too much of the layout, so it is what it is. Oh well. So I do play around quite a bit for the next little bit because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with all this stuff that has to be on here, because that's a big list. So I really liked this doily that had the flowers in it, so I was looking at that one. I do decide not to use that piece of pattern paper. It just ended up being too much. But so I know right away that the white's not going to work because I'm not going to color the doily, and then it's not going to be seen if I don't do anything else on the background. So yep, not going to happen that way. And so I'm going to play around a little bit here. And so these I'm actually putting behind the doily, but they kind of get lost with the flowers. So I'm just going to play for a minute, making some different clusters, making sure I have a pink, a yellow, and a blue in each spot, and different pinks and yellows and blues for sizes and saturations and that kind of stuff. So this is not what I end up doing, but this is one of the thought processes I had, so I left this part in. And so I went and grabbed this green cardstock, and in the pictures at the end, the green doesn't look as vibrant as it is, and even with the camera, it's actually almost, I would say, the same color, actually, not even almost the same color as her headband. that she's got around her head with the flowers on it. And so that's why I chose these pictures, is because of the flower headband thing that she made herself while we were there. I don't know if it was actually what they were supposed to do for that, but this kiddo does what she wants anyway. I imagine it probably was like to make a headband, but she colored and all sorts of things. It was always fun to go earlier. So Global Fest is actually a fireworks show at the nighttime, but we always went earlier because they had a lot of cultural events and learning. So this was one of those spots that both my kids got to learn a bit about. I think this was Spanish culture, but I don't know, it was a long time ago. So, this kiddo is now 13, so not, I think she's 3 here, so not 3 or 4 maybe. I think she's 3 though. So playing around a little bit more. I'm not liking how this is going either. I thought maybe the one with the doily with the white space would be a good spot for the title. I'm like, nah, I'm not so keen on that. I really want to use this one. So all of this is going to come off again. So we're going to do another iteration of this. And so I'm going to cut this in half. And then I'm actually going to start just gluing stuff down, because I've fussed with it more than enough. I know it's probably not going to be my most favoritist layout ever, because I don't know, I was just not feeling it 100%, but sometimes that happens. And so I thought, we could do here and here, and that I'll be fine with. It gets it on, and I'm going to pull all this across and off, and I'm going to start getting stuff glued down. So it's going to go in the bottom corner, and then the other one's going to go in the top corner. So it has a bit of a diagonal, and then it's going to be a smorgasbord of flowers after. So then I was thinking placement for photos. So kind of like this. It changes a little bit, but kind of like this. And so I was like, okay, now what? All right, well, we're just going to pop these in, and so I can see what's going on. So that's not so bad. That's not. Okay, big, big, big. And then I'm going to go medium, medium, medium for flowers, if you didn't understand what I was saying, in the different colors. So each one gets one of the colors, and then in the different arrangements. So this is going to change one more time, but this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to put some leaves in, and I'm playing and trying some stuff out to see if I can still go in this direction. And it'll work out okay. But I'm first going, Like, I do know that I need to cover those corners of the doily so that it looks like there's 2 doilies on here, not 1 doily, or not one long weird shaped doily. These little buds, I don't use any of them on, but it would have been really cute in each of the corners now that I look at it that way. But that's not what I do. And so I go, all right. And then I'm like, okay, so I have to have some buttons on here. Where I'm going to put the buttons. Maybe sprinkled like enamel dots. That's not what I do either, but thought process. You get to see my thought process. So this layout actually took me, with all the stamping and the die cutting, took me like 2 hours to do. So there is a lot of, it is fast, and there is quite a bit of cutting out that you may not be aware of, because it's still a longer video, but it's not 2 hours. So I decided that the pictures were actually kind of getting lost. So I pulled out this navy which is from the cardstock that I used on yesterday's layout for the inside bit. Then I got it from the cardstock border, and so I'm going to use some of it on here, and that's why I got, because look at how much of it I get to use. And if I hadn't got it, I would have not had this paper. So I thought about doing the yellow, but the yellow ends up washing her out and throwing the color balance off. So I just want to make those photos pop off the page a little bit more, because there's a lot of color on the background, so that navy does that well for me. I'm gonna put this one up on foam just so it has a little more dimension. It also lets me get my picture on my page, and then I can start tucking and shoving like literally shoving the flowers on. So that goes on. I debate on not doing the second picture, or the third picture, I guess, but I decide I'm going to cut a little bit more of it off. I don't know what size it is. It just is where it felt good to cut it. So it was an eyeball thing. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and trim around because, why not? Good enough. And then this one is going to go on a little bit of an askew, and the two that are together are going to go straight up and down. So I put them on to start with and do not put it on straight. And I go, not quite straight. Put this one on. It's hard to tell that it's not straight because my mat is not straight, but there we go. And I go, nope. In the video anyway, it's not as easy to see that it's now straight, but that is what it is. And then I'm going to start literally shoving the flowers back in, making sure I have one of each color and of the different types in each area. So one gets a big yellow, one gets a big pink, and the other one gets a big blue, and then a medium of each color, and then a small of each color. And then it hides those corners really well. Look at me, actually putting tape on things, which I could have done like a long time ago, but that's okay. Now hide that piece of the doily with a leaf. Get some more leaves in. I don't have a lot of leaves, but a little bit just to pull the green into the layout instead of just on the picture in the background. So, and then I'm going to cut some of these in half. So I want to cover up where that doily is, so it looks like it's a full doily. And then this one can slide up here, just so that I'm framing my photos with the flowers. And some more. Now we're off to the races. And then pulling in the buttons, and I'm still thinking I'm going to do them like an enamel dots in 3 little clusters. And then I was like, I wonder what it looked like on the edge here. And I like it on the edge like that, which is different than anything I've ever done. So I'm like, what about 3 clusters on the edge? Like, that's okay. And I could have done that and it would have been fine. And I wanted to make one of these ones have a big blue instead of a little blue. So each of them had a big yellow, big pink, and a big blue, so that it mimics the flowers. And then I was like, I don't really, that one's okay. Play. Maybe on this side. And that would have been fine. It's not what I decided to do. But so then these ones come this way. And I like that. And I like the other one on the bottom. And I decide that the bottom, so the bottom right corner can keep them. The bottom left corner is not going to. So I'm still thinking about that just a little bit. And there. Nope. Those are gonna come off. These two are going to go up here. I forget to tape them right away, but they'll get taped eventually. And then I like that. With the two sets, I could have done a third. I didn't do a third. That's okay. And then just going to glue them right on. This is Nuvo, so they will glue well. And they will stay put. And I put quite a bit. So this dries clear, which is lovely and not typically glossy. So I have a huge amount of glue on there, but I want those to make sure that they stay stuck. So that works. And I like those as they are. And then I'm going to start with some nuvodrops because I still have to do some nuvodrops. I still need a title as well. And so I thought with the doily, I would accentuate some of the flowers in the doily by doing the middles with the colors of the nuvo I picked out. But it's okay. It's not my favorite part of the layout, but it's okay. So a little bit of each. That one messed up a bit. I think I put my hand in it, so I just used a wet wipe and pulled it off, which is lovely about Nuvo. If you're quick enough, you can just wipe it off, which I had to do a couple of times because I put my hand in it a couple of times. Which is also probably why this layout took me 2 hours, and also the hee ha, what do I do? Do I like that? No, I don't like that. And then I come up here to the leaf and I'm going to do kind of like a repeat of what I did with the buttons, but with the nuvodrops in these two spots. And so blue, pink, and yellow go in each of those spots. And then that ended up being inspiration for what I'm going to do next. So I like that. And I'm like, hey, I could do that in the corners. So I'm going to show you one corner and then I will move onto the title, I think. And so just 1, 2, 3. And then so on the vertical, I did 9 dots. And then on the horizontal, I did 6 dots. And so I repeated that on all corners. And again, I did have to, because I didn't wait in between to have these dry, because this takes a bit to dry, like typically overnight. So I did have to redo a couple of the corners a couple of the times because I put my hand in it. And then I also I'm finishing up this last little bit, and you can see I got the title on the top. I did try it on the bottom here where I'm putting some more of the dots, and then I'm finishing up my last bit on that top corner. And then I am going to leave it dry so that I don't, that one slipped out because I hadn't put the glue on it. So now that is there, I'm going to leave it dry. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do anything else with it or not, but I decided no. So this is my layout all done. I really like how those corners turned out. I think it would be fun to do that all the way around a whole edge, but I think it would take me a long time to do because I kept putting my hand in it. So there's some close-ups. And yeah, that green looks very, very blue in that photo, but it is actually the same color of her headband. I don't know what my camera was doing, but it happens. You can see some of the stamping. I really love that stamp. It's so pretty. And then there it is all together. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked my video, I would love a thumbs up. If you're new to me, I would love it if you subscribed. If you are returning, thank you so much. And hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for watching.